Hello again. It is Wing Nation presented by Sage Fruit. Talking sprint car racing, our favorite time of the week, and we are so glad that you have joined us. Steve Post here in our MRN studios in Concord, North Carolina. Joining us from the Lethal Chassis Studios in central Pennsylvania is Ashley Stremme. Hello, Ashley. How are you?
Hey, Steve. It's good to be talking racing again. It means the 23 season is upon us.
Yeah.
And it's great to be back.
You must be one of those that's not writing the right dates in your checkbooks, like me. Yeah.
You know it. You know it.
My over-under is about June 15th before I finally get to the right one. So you're 2022. We're way ahead of the curve on this. That's for sure.
Until you get to your birthday, and then I still write the wrong year every year for that day.
That's it. Exactly. How are things up there? We know we've got a young man that has come into your life last year that we shared the joy with that. How is he doing? How is the old man doing with building race cars? How's everything in Ashley Stremme land?
Steele is growing like a weed. He's awesome. He's a whole lot of fun. He's the best, worst decision I've ever made in my life. We are in crunch mode right now for Volusia, so the shop is crazy insane. David's the same jerk that he always is this time of year, just because we are trying to get everything out and get down south.
No doubt. For those of you not aware, they build race cars. Ashley and David build race cars, and yes, that's why he's being the jerk he's being this time of year, because everybody wants their car yesterday. So it is neat, that's for sure. I have been busy with racing, did indoor auto racing, Atlantic City this past weekend, Allentown early this year. I absolutely love that. Good to be out at the racetracks, good to be out with the racers, that's for sure. And speaking of racers, Brent Marks is our guest here. Ashley, what a year he put together last year, and we're going to get a chance to talk to the Myerstown Missile.
It is an incredible year, but Steve, I've got to say real quick, I'm glad to see that you have joined the pageant family.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we'll have to show that tweet. Make sure we show that tweet of me as Miss America. That's right. I won the award this weekend. Yeah, went up to announce an indoor race and won Miss America. How about that?
But you could only win as much as Brent Marks, $642,000 last year.
The most of any driver, and what's amazing about it is his first year with Murray Marks Motorsports. Wow, what's to come for that team? Stay with us, Brent Marks. He joins us next. Sage Fruit is a premium grower, packer, and shipper of Washington tree fruit. Apples, pears, and cherries, and it's always an exceptional eating experience, and they're grown in the beautiful Pacific Northwest. Not only is their produce healthy, but they are grown with such care and precision that you can count on each piece of fruit having exceptional flavor. High-quality fruit, exceptional flavor, healthy snacking. Make sure when you go to your local grocery store, ask for Sage Fruit. Sage Fruit, it's our first choice for quick and easy snacking. Welcome back. It is Wing Nation presented by Sage Fruit. Love talking sprint car racing and love catching up with our first guest after that whopper of a season last year. The Myerstown Missile, Brent Marks, joins us. Hello, Brent. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on, Steve.
Man, it is great to catch up with you. Have you had a chance to reflect or think back on what you were able to accomplish with you and your new team last year?
Yeah, I mean, we just, we definitely soaked it all in and appreciated every moment that we had last year. And, the success that we had just obviously meant a lot to us. So, we just, throughout the off season here, I'd go back and look back at some of the things we've done and watch some of the highlight videos again, just to try to live in that moment again. And, it's just, it was just an unreal season and something that I hope that we can duplicate again, which I know it's going to be extremely hard, but we're sure it's going to go out and try.
Brent, we've talked to you so many times about how you've been with the World of Outlaws. You traveled with them. They want to call it a true outlaw schedule. I want to call it going rogue, because that's what you do. You do what you want. You go where you want. You hit the races that you want. And that's what it's all about. But with that being said, is there a part of you with going rogue that you know that you're not fighting for a World of Outlaws championship or something along those lines? Is there something about winning a championship that you're kind of missing?
I really love what I'm doing right now. And, I'd love to have the freedom to go ahead and race wherever we want, whenever we want. If we just decide, oh, it looks like rain this weekend, let's just take the week off and, refresh ourselves for next week. Or I'll use Kings Royal, for example. They had the race the day of, the makeup race, and we were just like, well, it doesn't make sense for us to go ahead and race this because we're here to race for a King's Royal. And we just decided to sit that race out and save our equipment and, save my energy and save my crew's energy and just go ahead and be focused that night. And, to be able to have the freedom to do that kind of stuff, really worked out well for us last year. And so that's something I want to continue to do. And we're going to continue to do that for as long as we can. And, a few years back, it just didn't make sense for me to run that type of schedule, running my own race team, just because I needed to, to run with the Outlaws to get the benefits and to travel, money and just all that stuff to make it worth my while to do this professionally. But now there's just so many big races outside the series and that we can race that we're able to do what we're doing now because of that. So, just like I said, it is always in the back of my mind about, racing for a championship, but I just don't see myself doing that anytime soon.
Brent, you have partnered on your team. It's Murray Marks Motorsports, and you have partnered with Alan Murray, who has been a part of your program for years and years. So you're not like new to this. But in the fall of 2021, you guys decided, he decided, I guess, to jump in full bore with you as a partner. Was there a time last year when you and him talked or each other or called each other where you're like, dude, I thought it was going to be good, but it was going to be this good? Is there one of those, do you believe this, moments that you and Alan had as you shared this journey?
Yeah, really, it was the night of the King's Royal when we won that. We talked on the phone for a little while afterwards and really just reflected on what we've accomplished and what we've done and since partnering up. So that was kind of that moment right there. And then, we won a Speedweek championship and, of course, all the other races that we've won throughout the year. Got to the end of the year and it just really reflected, what we've been able to accomplish together. And it's pretty cool that, like I said, like you guys said, Alan's been a part of my team since 2016. So for quite a while now. And then the first year we go ahead and do a partnership, we just had that kind of success. It just really, really meant a lot to me, meant a lot to him. He's always been wanting to be a part of a ownership role in a race, in a sprint car team. And this was his opportunity. And I'm very thankful for that.
With that being said, Brent, how much was it a relief because you were able to focus more on the driving aspect this year, where before in the past you were going up and down the road, you were running the team, you were running the funds, you were making sure parts were ordered. Was it a different role this year that you could really just focus on being a driver?
Yeah, I mean, I still have a lot of those roles that I do, but we have such a great team that has taken a lot of pressure off of my shoulders to make this thing go around. So I can, we have Heath and Fudd and, I can trust them to do everything that I need done and know that the race car is the track ready to go. And throughout the night, we all work together to make decisions on what to do. And, I can trust them with everything really. And, just makes my job a lot easier and lets me concentrate on what I need to do. And, if there's something going on behind the scenes that, I need to take care of, I know I can show up to the races that night and everything's going to be ready to go. So it's just, it's helped me out a ton and I'm very thankful for them.
When you have such a dream season, I know everyone's ready for an off season, a little bit of a breather, but do you wonder or worry, question whether you can continue that momentum now as we're on the cusp of 2023?
Yeah, I mean, I'm ready for this year and I know we have a really good program, so I am excited, and I know that we can go out and be competitive. And here at the beginning of March, we're getting a new tire that's going to come into play, and I'm excited to see if that's going to help us or hurt us. So I really don't know until we bolt them things on. So hoping it helps us, makes us a little bit better. If it doesn't, then we'll just get to work and just try to get ourselves back to where we were. So. I really don't see that big of a change coming with those tires. So I'm excited for this year and excited for, the races that we've scheduled and what we're going to be a part of and, see if we can, all I want to do is just try to have the same type of success as we had last year. And if we can do better than that, that'd be amazing.
No doubt about it. It will be. And 2023 is upon us. We'll talk about that and a whole lot more. Stay with us, everyone. Brent Marks We'll be back in just a few moments for more of our visit with him. Sage Fruit is a premium grower, packer, and shipper of Washington tree fruit. Apples, pears, and cherries, and it's always an exceptional eating experience, and they're grown in the beautiful Pacific Northwest. Not only is their produce healthy, but they are grown with such care and precision that you can count on each piece of fruit having exceptional flavor. High-quality fruit, exceptional flavor, healthy snacking. Make sure when you go to your local grocery store, ask for Sage Fruit. Sage Fruit, it's our first choice for quick and easy snacking. Welcome back. It is Wing Nation, presented by Sage Fruit. We are having a great time. Ashley Stremme and Steve Post. We're visiting with Brent Marks, who was the man of the year last year with all those wins and all of that money won. So, Brent, we talked about it before the break, but let's roll up our sleeves and get into 2023. You've committed to the High Limit Series, but you've also committed to running a whole lot of other races. What does it look like? What can you share with us? What you got planned for this year?
Yeah, so, we're just going to kind of run wherever and whenever we want again. Obviously, I'm going to commit to the High Limit Series, but a lot of those races are grouped around the Outlaws. So I will have a lot of Outlaw races on our schedule, and obviously the All-Stars. So I don't have a whole lot of local Pennsylvania races scheduled, but we will be in Pennsylvania a lot. So I'm excited about that. I've decided not to really release the schedule this year, and last year I was kind of doing a monthly thing, but I might not even do that because there was a lot of talk last year of teams wanting to do a lot of what I was doing. So I have a feeling they're trying to piggyback off of what I'm doing. So I'm just going to kind of show up wherever, whenever, and kind of lay low a little bit. So we're going to try that out and see what happens. But the only thing I put out so far is the High Limit thing.
I didn't know that was a thing, but I don't know, Brent, if it was me, I'd probably go opposite of where you were going after last year.
I know. It's just, there's just so many good races out there. So, there's a lot to choose from. And, so like I said, I'm not going to really put it out there that much. And, if everybody's just trying to go to the same race, obviously your competition level is 10 times harder. So, I just like to try to pick and choose and see what's going to work best for us and where we can make the most money.
I do like that. I really do. But I am fairly confident there is one race at a little track in Rossburg, Ohio, that you have probably that calendar circled on your calendar so much the page has probably fallen out of there. When Eldora has been one of your better tracks performance-wise, you swept the Kings Royals last year. When they announced a $1 million to win race at Eldora, Brent, what was your reaction?
Honestly, didn't. I mean, I heard rumors that it was going to happen, but it's just one of those things you had a hard time believing that you're going to have a race that you can race for $1 million. So I guess I was kind of in denial there for a while. Just like, I don't think they're going to do it. They're just going to keep it the late models. And then next thing you know, they went ahead and announced it. So, it's pretty amazing what Eldora is doing. And I'm very, very honored to be able to be a part of that race. And I don't know. It's just, there's going to be a whole lot of pressure on everybody that night to go out there and try to contend for that win. So I just know we have a good program there. I'm comfortable racing around that track, and I can get aggressive when I need to be there, and I know when to back off a little bit, so I don't, stuff it in the wall like, some other guys tend to do once in a while. So I just try to, I treat that place with respect, because if you think that you could go there and absolutely, Eldora is one of those tracks that don't owe you anything. So you have to treat it with respect, and that's how I kind of race Eldora. So I'm very excited to get there that week and contend for that win. So like I said, I'm happy with our program there. Happy with our program everywhere we go. And like I said earlier too, we got that new tire that's going to come into play. So I don't really know what to expect when it comes to that. So I can sit here and say that I'm happy with our program, but we're not going to be on the old tire for very long, and we're going to have to, see what the new tire does. So, I just really don't know what to say about all that until we bolt them things on and go out and racing.
Brent, I keep seeing a body in the background. Is that the mechanic of the year, Heath Moyle back there being busy? I know he was awarded that from the York County Racing Club this year. Are the guys in the shop, are we in crunch time now?
Yeah, we're just loading up today. Both Heath and Foote are in the shop right now, so we're actually just kind of waiting around to go get some lunch. But we were just loading the trailer up because we're just about all done, ready to go. And we worked to the very end here, but that's just the way this off season worked out for us. So, but no, everybody's here working hard, just trying to get ready and go down to Florida and hopefully have successful speed weeks.
Brent, the sprint car world has seen an influx of a lot of money. There's a race in Skagit that pays 50,000. There's a race in Port Royal that pays 54, 55. I don't know what it's up to. However many years we've been doing the Tuscarora 50, that's what they're paying. It seems to, and the high limits added in there. The Outlaws have bumped up a lot of their purses. Seems to me like we're headed in a decent direction with this. Probably needed to go a little further, a little faster. As a team owner, what's your take on the direction in which the sport is headed?
I mean, it's great. I mean, everything that all the series, the tracks are doing have helped out a lot. I still feel like we're not quite there on some levels just because of how expensive it is to get up and down the road today, how expensive it is to buy parts for these cars, just everything, because everything has skyrocketed, and I mean, heck, just to go out and feed yourself, or your family, you're spending almost $100 for dinner. It's insane. So we are heading in the right direction, and very thankful that everybody is stepping up. I don't know. I mean, I know everybody wants to go out and race 100+ times a year, but I wouldn't mind seeing less races but higher paying shows.
Yeah.
And not just on the top, not just 20 grand to win or 30 grand to win, but I mean like $2 grand to start or something, something that really helps every team and not just the winner. So I would really like to see a lot more of that. And that's something what the High Limit series is doing. They're paying very well from first all the way to last, and makes it worth your while to go race some races. And you'd probably be making the same amount of money racing those 11 and 12 races that you would be racing 25 World of Outlaw races, for example. So when you look at it that way and look at the wear and tear on your equipment, you're saving money there, you're making more money, and it just helps all around. So I honestly wouldn't mind seeing that.
Yeah.
But then again, I do know that we all have a choice to go out there and race 100 times a year too. So, I can't sit here and tell, oh, they should do this, they should do that. Not, we all have that choice. But, I would like to see more of that, I think.
Fascinating times in the sprint car world, as you know. And Brent, we ran out of time here as far as our visit today, but we wish you the best as you go after it. I know we'll talk to you throughout the year here on Wing Nation because you'll be winning some races. But thanks for joining us to kick off our season here on Wing Nation this week.
Thank you, and thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it.
There we go. Brent Marks, the Myerstown Missile, kicking things off for us here for 2023 on Wing Nation. Stay with us, more in just a moment. Sage Fruit is a premium grower, packer, and shipper of Washington tree fruit. Apples, pears, and cherries, and it's always an exceptional eating experience, and they're grown in the beautiful Pacific Northwest. Not only is their produce healthy, but they are grown with such care and precision that you can count on each piece of fruit having exceptional flavor. High-quality fruit, exceptional flavor, healthy snacking. Make sure when you go to your local grocery store, ask for Sage Fruit. Sage Fruit, it's our first choice for quick and easy snacking. Welcome back to Wing Nation, presented by Sage Fruit. We are having a ball. First off, Ashley, just great to catch up with Brent Marks. Great to talk to a sprint car driver about pending races. It's been a long off season, although it's not been a long off season, although it has been a long off season. We can go back and forth with that. But sounds like Brent has a pretty good plan in place when we look forward to this year.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty clever last year, and I think a lot of people learned from him. And I love that. I love this going rogue mentality. It just seems right.
He seems to be embracing it, that's for sure. And talking to drivers and teams at PRI, he really upset the apple cart. But then I have teams say the problem of it is who's as good at Eldora, Port Royal, and Williams Grove? Who can go to those tracks and claim that they have a good shot at win? And Brent actually won at Knoxville. He won one of the World of Outlaw races. His strength are the tracks that pay all the big money. And there's a lot of teams that wish they could do that, but their strengths are not those tracks. And so it gets interesting. It really does. And it's going to get interesting this weekend. The 410 sprint car season starts. The All-Stars at Sonoa Raceway. Bubba Pollard, yes, that Bubba Pollard, the guy that runs Asphalt Super Late Models. In fact, this past week he won at Watermelon Capital Speedway, a big race down there. He won. He spent Saturday winning the race, and Sunday he was on the tractor and bulldozer gearing up the family racetrack for the All-Stars to come in. I love that crossover of Bubba Pollard and his team owning a dirt track.
Steve, you're seeing it more and more often. These asphalt guys are getting involved in dirt racing. Jeff Choquette down there racing with the Lucas Oil this past week. It's just awesome to see these asphalt guys making the conversion to dirt.
No doubt. Really, truly is. It's fun, that is for sure. And when we look at it, the All-Stars kick it off. The World of Outlaws kick off next week at Volusia. But, Ashley, it has been a fascinating offseason with who's on first, who's on second, who's going where. So much drama, so much excitement. And when we look at it, the World of Outlaws, right now, there's still a few that haven't committed, but it looks like the World of Outlaws are going to be back pretty much in full force.
Yeah, except with the addition of Gio Scelzi. I'm really looking forward to this. Gio, a great racer. I'm surprised he's not going rogue, but I know he wants to see that World of Outlaws Championship trophy in his trophy case.
Yeah, and what has kind of triggered a lot of this is the High Limit Series. And if you followed sprint car racing, you know what I'm talking about, but I know there's a lot of people that haven't. There's a second series, and it's not a competing series. It's running 12 races in the middle of the week, but it's put together by Brad Sweet and by Kyle Larson. Midweek races, they kick off on March 21st, a non-points race out in California, and then on April 11th, their first point race, and they come right out of the box, Ashley, not only with $50,000 to win, but some high-profile partners in this one as well.
Yes, Shane Stewart and Trackhouse Racing, the NASCAR team. Justin Marks, a huge lover of dirt racing, a dirt racer himself. It's awesome to see that him and Shane have been great friends, partners along the way at one time, and it's cool to see them partnering up for this big race.
It really, truly is. And Brent told us he is going to follow the tour. Kyle Larson's going to be a regular. Rico Abreu. Your buddy, Danny Dietrich, has picked up a ride. Now, how is that? Okay, he's going to do his Gary Kaufman car in Pennsylvania, but what's he going to? He's going to fly in and pick up a ride for all these races?
It sounds that way. I was literally just reading it earlier this past week when he made the announcement that he's going to be running it. Crazy deal. I'm excited to see how it turns out. I'm sure it's going to be hard jumping back and forth. I don't know if he's going to bring Suitcase Jake with him for those races to be his crew chief or what's going to happen there. So it'll be interesting to see how it unfolds. But knowing Danny, he'll put his foot to the floor, I'm sure, no matter what. He will,
and it will be all over social media, that's for sure. No doubt about it. Justin Peck, Buddy Kofoid, that's going to be fun to watch Buddy run that series. Corey Eliason in the Indy Race Parts car going to run that series as well. So going to be a fun year, that is for sure. And we're going to have a fun year here on Wing Nation. We have 2 shows each week. This show here that you're watching on Rev and on Mav, but every Tuesday at noon, Aaron Evernham and I, we do a live show. And, of course, it's saved. You can catch all of those shows on YouTube, on Facebook, on wingnation.com. We're also all over social media, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube page. And, Ashley, we have got a good deal on racing gear as well, too, don't we? Our girl Sky up there with Tom Book Motorsports does a nice job with our shirts and hats.
Yes, she does. wingnation.com to get your gear for this year.
There we go. That's www.shopwingnation.com or on the Tom Book trailer. Hey, we appreciate Brent Marks for joining us here as we kick off the 2023 season. But more important than that, thank you for joining us here on Wing Nation.